with us Professor Rana Singh. Um, Again, thank you, sir, for your time and all the back and forth that we've been doing. I will give a super brief introduction, even though I think everyone here knows exactly who you are and therefore they're here. Dr. Singh has completed his master's and his PhD, so his graduate degrees from Banaras Hindu University. He has served as a department head and the professor of cultural landscapes and heritage studies, also at BHU. He is affiliated with various institutions around the world, including India, Japan, Italy, Korea, and I want to say with the US as well, with us, which is, again, thank you for that, and serves on various committees around the globe. He's the author of 340 papers and 43 books and anthologies. And the best part is that much of his work is available on academia, his academia page, and online, Google Scholar, whatnot. And he's very receptive. In case you want a paper, he's eager to send it to you. So please do reach out to him if any of this resonates within you. His works focus on, of course, he has written vastly on Kashi, Varanasi or Banaras, known in different ways, the sacred geography, heritage planning, pilgrimage, and cultural sustainability. So those are some of the areas of work. And even though he says he's retired, it doesn't seem so. He just keeps on going. So Professor Singh, namaste. Welcome, sir. I will ask you to unmute, please. And you have the ability to share screen in case you have a PowerPoint. I will.
Okay, so can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Everything is okay? What about?
Perfect.
Is audible and visible both? It is okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so let me start and just make it full screen. Okay. Okay, thank you very much and giving me this opportunity. So, namaste to everybody, and I can see some of the very senior friends are also here. So special pranam to everybody and the organizer who has also started all this. Namaste to Vijay and all the colleagues there. So this is okay. This is very simple way that what we are trying to say that concerning Indian knowledge system, there is something unique concerning the landscape. This is the simple message based on, of course, 7 cities, more emphasis on Kashi. So I am going to present before you what we call the landscape geometry. In other terms, generally we call it cosmic geometry because it has some astrological, astronomical, and other related phenomena. So I will try to show you some of the examples of this. It's okay. What happened? Yes. Just giving you an idea that how people think like this. This is a very now commonly on WhatsApp and Facebook. Moving on, these 5 temples are in one alignment, and people are saying who has made and how this has been made. So just giving this idea already in 1993, and astrophysicist from University of Colorado and associated to MIT, just by chance we met. And that similar question he asked, that why a particular temple is at a particular place in a particular direction at a particular distance. This way the whole idea is started. And in Indian perspective, newly introduced what we call landscape geometry. So giving you that idea, how it is going on, just simple background. The idea goes long back. So let me just compare a little bit west and east. Here in the right-hand side, you can see the portrait of Leonardo da Vinci. So I have worked for 5, 6 years in Milano, just working on his collection. That was very close to the geometrical style, how to project a city like this. So just to give idea that in a different perspective, that idea already thought in different parts of the world. So it is nothing like new, but of course, we are very systematic, complex, and in a comprehensive manner that developed in Indian perspective. So just simple example, you can say that we talk about the 3 geometric patterns, what is called tessellations. So here is square, then you find triangle, and then you find circle. So these have been accepted long back in our literature, going to the Vedic period, especially when we are talking of Yajurveda and Atharva Veda. That whole design has been discussed, that man and cosmos relationship like that. And later on, mathematician, just giving you background how they have tried to picture it, and then parallel, very similar way that Leonardo da Vinci has also thought over that. So the frame of that, what we call it cosmogram, is full design that represent 3 things: circle representing light, square that is water, and triangle that is wind. This is very similar to if you go to the ancient part of Korea, that is South Korea. I'm talking China and Japan, you can find feng shui, a pong show, like that. That is very similar to that. And they believe that this whole system has gone around 6th to 9th century AD to those landscape, and that's how they have developed in their own manner, accepting the local tradition. So just to giving you this particular idea, these 3 levels, again, to be theoretically put like this: the macrocosm, what we call the celestial pole, like planets, stars, the whole calculation linked to that, and the controlling point is sun, that is symbol of cosmic fire, light. And second is mesocosm, where all these are represented on the earth. It is just like, you can say, a temple, having different gods, different narration, like several stars considered to be a type of god or demigods, like that. And then comes third level, that is microcosmos, at your own body. And Anjaliji is master of that one, just linking with all the yoga system. So I will a little bit reading her book now, just to understand this. So that is quite developed by some of the mathematician, how that is linked. So these are the 3 theoretical levels that we are going to talk about. And in Indian context, the credit goes to my master and collaborator, Duncan Marble, that in 2002, he has published a paper, and in which he has very simply put this, that this is just like, you can say, the cosmos is represented like circle, that is macrocosmos, lower side is micro, and in between is a mesocosmos. So that is here earthly, and he took the example of Kashi. Terrestrial, how it is imagined, how people are going to link. Like one example, I will cite you that how the soul is going from this earth to the other planetary system from Gaia. That is a tradition. And then microcosmos, you can say particular temple or your own body itself. So this is the way theoretical perspective, and it is close to, again, to be interpreted with respect to Vastu Purusha Mandala, that how the different section, maybe 64, maybe 72, it has all the numerical system. Some examples I will try to give you. Before that, I can start to say, here are the examples. The 2, 3 words are conceptual frame, what we have. So one thing you have to keep in mind, this is not my work. I am assistant, so many scholars, so many students work together. I am putting, so it is nothing like only myself. I am a presentator. Okay, the conceptual frame of what we call a sacrality, very close by to that, but the word is Devatva. And a great article was written in 1959. A great man of Hindi literature and symbolism, Vasudev Shanar Agrawal. And the title was Bhumiko Devatva Pradhan, how the man's superconscious mind related to Mother Earth, and then Mother Earth became the cosmic goddess, cosmic mother. That was that. So that idea is that Devatva is there. And then generally when we translate that Tirth Yatra, crossing, and they interpret like this. But if you read original text in that way, then you find it is not only simple way to crossing from one side of river to other side. It is the whole thing that life from this world to another world. You go there, come back. So this way the whole spiral cycle is going on. That to be called a Tirthyatra. So some of the concept I am telling that what we are going to test it. So that whole idea at a particular place involved that is split, what we in the Western context we call it a split of place or genus loci in the French terminology. So we say that is the Tirtha Bhuta. It has already processed there, and it is up to your level of consciousness of mind, then only you can. And the whole process or path is astama. How deeply, emotionally, or spiritually awakened you are, then only you can understand it. But at least it's scratch you can get. So just to give this whole idea of the conceptual frame, then two more terms, and then I will start the example. The one thing that generally we say that we have nothing like only Tirth, what is mostly translated in the Western world, including the master mind of Tirthology, you can say. Surendra Bhardwaj, my own Guruji, is at Kentish State now, emeritus since maybe 20 years, still alive and active. So the thing is that is the Tirtha Kshetra. We always talk a micro level, then the regional level, then the cosmic level, always three. And that whole idea is discussed at Tirtha Kshetra. It is just like one can say this is sacred escape. This is wrongly written in plural, sacred escapes. So this is another concept. And the other thing, which is a setting to understand this all, what we call faith escape, Astha Kshetra. How deeply, emotionally, psychologically, you are related to particular place and manifested power there. Then only we can try to understand the whole thought. So that is the idea behind this. Okay, so this was just to giving you a background, and before I start, I will cite a line from Fritjof Capra, The Tao of Physics, 1975, now several editions. Science does not need mysticism, and mysticism does not need science, but we humans need both. And this is our perspective to understand. Several times too much complicated things we are going to explain, but on the other hand, we are human being also, we need that one. And one more is by Albert Einstein. If at first the idea is not absurd, then there is no hope for it. Okay, now I am going to, so after this background, let me give you some of the basic things related to this whole landscape geometry. The one very good idea in India that is very much developed, Varanasi is supreme in that example, whatever cities we have studied, 9 cities. So Varanasi in this country, we call it spatial transposition. It means receiving the power, grasping the power, somehow taking power from particular original site. Site means always pilgrimage site or holy centers or sacred center, and then transferring it at the other place, and then making it through the prana pratishtha, transferring the ethereal energy there, making this like original, or that became in a way original. This is unique example. So during last 40 years, we have studied 212 such sites all over India, that is called Pan India. They all have been replicated in Varanasi. It started from 7th century to 9th century. And you read the text, especially Marathi, some text, unique in that they give example of original, and then here is replicated. And they say that both are the same. The only thing, when you are performing all this pilgrimage journey and station in Varanasi and not going to that real place, you have to perform a ritual called Chamastrotam. It means asking excuse, and then you say why this is good, and then you perform that and get the merit. So this is an example, like 4 dhams. We can say Saptapuri, we can say Taurasi Vaishnav ki Yatra, you can say 11 Rudras, you can say Jyotirlinga 12, you can say 12 Sambhula. So we have series of such maps we have prepared, and then try to compare how it is fitting into that space phenomena and how it is. So this is the one example, one concept, what you call spatial transposition, that is unique in India. And first time in 1982, the book Banaras City of Light by Jai Nayak she has highlighted this concept that look, this is unique in India and Kashi is the typical example. So now I'm taking another example that is related to how this whole idea of landscape geometry is going on. So this is based on about, you can say 12th to 13th century text that is called Kashi Khanda. This is a part of Skanda Purana. And this is mostly by chance. It was just chance factor that we met on 13th of January 1993. I met Kim Malvi. No relation, no correspondence, nothing knowing about him. Just by chance, at the Ghat we met and little bit talked. And he was reading my old paper that was published in 1987, that all the Suryas here and how old ladies or grandmothers, etc., doing puja, what is the merit like this? A simple question he asked this, that do you know that that is 14th of January? Why you have written like this? Can you prove this? They say this is nothing like that. Simple thing I directed, I did this, and whatever I perceived, received, and felt, I edited. Then he said, okay, go into field. I have already permission from Government of India for high resolution GPS center, and the whole radar system are fixed on the top floor of a hotel. And we have gone there. And this way that the story started. When we reached on 14th of that, exactly 7 years later on measurement has been done. That special light going on to touch a particular image of Surya, and that was reflecting to other near water. This way, that idea, what Kim Malvi 20 years back, he wrote, tried to go through similar literature, and he was searching that where is that, all this whole katha story like this. Now see the result. Here is this. If you can see my cursor, I don't know. You can see my cursor? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you see my cursor?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, then clear. So you can just watch my cursor. That is 14th January. So sunrise is started. And that touches here. The light reflects. Yamadita, Yama, god of death, who has founded an image of Surya. And then that is going to Samba. So then the question was the whole story of Samba, how Durvasa curves and that story, loving story, this. So Kim Malvi said that we have to decode scientifically, and this way the result is like this. So only few results, mostly published in the scientific literature, like American Journal of Astrophysics, Nature, etc., etc. Anyway, see the result. On 14th of January, exactly that passing 7 years measurement, and this measurement of all GPS, not normal values, always from decimal to 6 digit 200 times. This was that, and that was supported by, partly supported by NASA, but mostly supported by National Science Foundation, US. Okay, this was one thing. And the story is that why this Pitama so painfully tolerated the bed rows of all the arrows, and then he was waiting for 14th, that's the Makar Sankranti. So this was the thing that Kim Malvi will try to interpret, that how the northerly route is going on from south to north, that is from death to life, the exact time phenomena. And that's how he said, now this is the time I have to die. So this way you can see the parallel story, how it is going to fix with the scientific method. Now, another example, here is that is called Uttar Arc. Uttar means north. Arc means sun god. Sun god in the Uttar, in the north. And then it describes that how the sun god in the form of baby first came to here, southern part Karna, that means ear, of course. And he is also the sixth brother of Pandavas, the Mahabharata. And that description says that then from here, that is 14th of October, so we have measured that side. Exactly that is light is coming on 14th of October at that particular side. This is not a one-day study. Let me say this is something like 12 years of study every year going on like that. Then it says that from here, if you can do all these rituals and then wait, do other things, and then you reach on 14th of July. So the whole cycle like this. And that says that then you get the power of Dhruva, that is North Star, and that North Star is constant. In that description, we find a sloka that describes that maximum sunlight will be on that day, and that's how you can get maximum income. We have measured that is exact 14th of July. Exact in the whole North India, the maximum sunlight recorded at that site. Who has done this? How it has been done, we don't know. So we say the text is about 6-7 centuries to 10th century. That is the text. But remember one thing, we are citing when text got some proper shape. Otherwise, this is a part of parampara, a great tradition. So this is another example that we try to understand the cosmic north first time described in history, and that is a part of the ritual tradition. The same thing you can Makar Sankranti, how it is, sun is going to be. The other thing is that very popularly when you come to Varanasi, you ask people that why Ganga is so sacred at this particular place. And the answer is northerly flow of the Ganga. So we laughed that as a student of science, no way we can say that a curve is northerly or southerly. Himal will say, no, there is something truth there. And then based on the textual tradition, we prepared this map, like you can see that. These are very high resolution scientific maps, looking like very simple way. It is not like that. So from this particular Lolarka, and then you say Peshawar, draw a line, and then here is another line. It is exact parallel. And that says in the text that then Ganga is moving within these two lines, and that is the way from south to north. Then we have measured the angle. It should be 45 degree exact, but it has 15 seconds also. So a little bit variation in there. So that is another view to see that how in the ancient past, based on the ancient tradition, it started from the Vedic astronomy, astrology, etc., etc. They have tried to put these things in the ritual landscape, in the sacred way, and that's how people are following, and they think that this is the way we have to do only religious. No, it has religious thing, but it has also some deeper sense of scientific observations. Close by the southernmost, like this corner, you see the cursor, and that is our 14th of August. Exactly, sun will be following that. Like this. And that described that here is the way first Surya came in the southern side and then he started walking. The story is going on. So stories are in a mystical way interpreting several of the scientific truth. That is a simple message. Then in architectural perspective, we have tried to prepare by Niels Gustav, a famous architect from Germany, my another Guruji. So he prepared very detailed all these maps of the house and temples, about 1,000 temples in the last 40 years. Okay, so this is the way when we put these all things, and then you can try to study the sunlight and how it is going on, water, sun meeting together, and that's why life is started. So this place is famous as a place of treasure. People come here, worship, mostly newly married couple worship here just to get time. So that became the folk tradition linked to the site. Now, here is a very simple way. These are the ghats, the riverfront stairways. They are 84 in number. Of course, in the Western literature, that number has been given several times, several ways, thanks to Dinayak, that she has used my detailed survey map that was published in 1982. And she said, no, it is only 84. First time she said, and now people follow that. It has a peculiar number. Again, this is related to the yogic system or yogic number, like 12 into 7. 7 is just like chakras. 7 weak, you can say. 7 big, deeper stars, you can say. 7 matrika, you can, the whole series of the 7. And the 12 is the time frame. That is based on mostly we find in the Vedic. So that all has been just, you can multiply and you can get 84. Okay, and that 84 is described, they are related to the 84 lakh, it means 8.4 million organic species. What is described in Hindu mythology until 2015, it was close to the scientific observation. Their observation was 9 million. Our observation was 8.4 million. But in 2016, a paper has been published based on 20 years of research and about 50 scientists. They prove that now the number of organic species are something around 40.6, and that was related to my paper. So my paper, they returned that you have to change like this. Okay, I done. That is the end of thing. But how they have tried to guess that how many species in the whole cosmos, and then that has been converted into ritual space, and that in the 84 Chaurasi Ghat. So you can get your the rituals at a particular ghat, then go to second, then next. Okay, rarely people can do within one time frame. Impossible. Some people tried, they gone to hospital in a very bad shape. So you can do it a part way. And it says that you'll get the merit to get your soul cleaned in all the 84 lakhs of this. That is the way that whole system has been developed. Now, whenever is that later on we find description in the Gardewala period, that is 12th century, that it is not easy to go to all the 84 ghats, then you have to perform only 5 tirthi. It means 5 sacred water-related sites, and they are related to the Panchabhuta. It is just like sky, ether, fire, water, and earth. So it is like this should be opposite way. Anyway, Asighat, Dashashramedha, Manikarnika, Panchganga, and then Adikeshava. So some studies already going on. University of Illinois people, Amita Sinha, now she is not there, but anyway, she is still studying that and published that how it is related to the human psychology and mind. How that can be solved. Asighat is related to sky. Why? So that based on the textual tradition and then what rituals are going, how people are involved there, this is whole thing is interpreted. They started from Chaurasi and then coming to the Panchatirthi, 5 gross element, Panch Mahabhutas related to the water side. So just to have a glimpse that how ghats are looking at, those who have not visited, of course, several people will remember their visit of Varanasi. So here is, so I am showing only 4 ghats. That is Asighat, the first one, the Dasashramedh Ghat, that is what we call the central ghat, or the main ghat, and Manikarna, cremation ghat, and then one is missing here, Panchganga, and then comes, this is the Adikeshava that is related to 12th century timelines. So this is the way the whole system looks like this, and how the things are going, to have an idea of that. Now taking one example that how we decode some of the Sanskrit texts, of course, this is a very late Purana, Brahmavaivarta Purana, generally dated that was written during the time of Akbar, because some of the description like this, and astronomically, once you calculate something, it is around that period, that is late 16th century. What is important that I took particular place describing Kashi, that text says that in the 4 yugas, the mythical time period of the evolution, what we described in Hindu cosmology, that is Krita, that is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. That description says this is very unique and very important to know this whole what we call landscape geometry. It says that city grown like trident. That was Satya Yuga. Then Treta, that was related to Lord Rama, Bhagavan Rama. So that city has grown just like circle. Then it says that in the Dwapara, that is related to Krishna, that the city has grown like chariot. And then it says, Satashatani Varshani, the whole Sanskrit instance is going on. So we calculated the time was coming about 1805, 1810. That city in this period of Kali Yuga will grow like conch shell. Two important message, up 3 you can say, if you time permit, like this one, Satyuga. So we have tried to use heterogenic method based on all these observation laser beams, just go in the past, maybe 3,000-4,000 BC, and then try to imagine what was the landscape during time. Then we find that, oh my goodness, still that exists. Of course, the city has grown vertical also, so no way easily you can see, but through the principle map and then a superimposition method, we find 3 hillocks. Omkareshwara, Vireshwara, Visheshwara, the Vishwanath, and Kedareshwara. So you can just on those hillocks, you put 3 Shilinga. and then put path linking Mother Gangaji, then you find this is become trident. So here is a pictorial base what Brahmavai Earth Purana Kashi Rahasya is describing, and then with the field observation and modern method of ionization, GPS and electromagnetic survey, we find, oh my goodness, this is the way somehow they have thought in the past and described. The most important is this one, Treta. What they say is that the city grown Chakra Rupena Kashi, it is an exact circle, the way description say. 2 lines said it is exact circle, and all the shrines and temples that especially in special number, they are at the circumference. That was a big question, how to solve this. Okay, description says that center is Madhyameshwar. Madhya, center, E, cosmos, and Chara, the movement. So a hypothetical idea has been developed by Kim Malvin. He said if gravity is strongest, the maximum at a particular place, we can say that is the axis mundi at the center of the sacred center of the city. And when we gone there, really after measuring about 1300 sites, the maximum that is Madhyameshwar. Then it says that, then okay, you got the center, you want radius, then that is the Delhi Vinayak, not Delhi, don't confuse, Delhi is corrupt word. The real word is Delhi. Delhi Vinayak, it says that Delhi Vinayak, from there Ganesha is watching in this way and he is making the cosmos. This is the way. So we decipher that, decoding that one. Down to that site, put our microchips, measure the distance, exactly Panchakrosha 17.62 kilometers, exact. And that's how we define what is the real distance of Krosha. Because many people have used in different ways. So maybe that different at different places, but here that was exactly in that way. The simple way one can use toposit or DPS and then plot it. See the parallel, right-hand side. This is based on high resolution GPS. It is about 100% the same. How to justify? On the circumference, there are 96 shrines. They had defined 12 sites. When we gone there, okay, upper building is 19th, 20th century and changed a lot. But the main image, so putting their microchip and measuring exact at the circumference. This way you can see this also. And that's how the idea is Kashi, where the cosmic light concentrate light circle, that is the city of Kashi. So that was published in 1995 and that was presented in International Ethnographical and Anthropological Congress. The first people objected, oh, this is nothing like pure science. But okay, later on some work done, the students have work, and now so this is the message. Now another thing, let me just, because time is running. Another important thing is here that Dwapar we could not justify properly. We only find 50%. Some problem with the your administration not cooperating, not allowing machine carry and all. Leave that issue, that is not our problem. But another important thing is how they can predict that after 200 years, Sadasatani, Varshani, and like this we calculated that coming 1810 to 1815, the city will be like conch shell, Sankha Rupena Kashi. So we have put a sketch, no scale, just a sketch of Sankha. And then what are the reference points, the lingas we have plotted there, the way it is described, without scale. Just simple way. Let's say you go to the south and you this much footstep you go and then you find this, which will develop like this. Now it is the first map, 1822, 10th Princeps. We have plotted all those, and then this you see this red line we have put. It is just like conch shell. And to a great surprise, the first map still it is the most standard map, in spite of all aerial survey, etc., etc. The map is considered the most authentic rather than our own aerial survey. All fitting into that. So that was another perspective. We say that ancient sages were very much familiar with the morphogenesis of the landscape, and they have tried to put this whole symbolism into landscape that people can try to understand. This was one example. Okay, so so just to give you some of the with all the excuse that please don't take it otherwise, but I am saying from the Indian side. Indian Sanatani Hindu and based on scientific observation, but thanks to my American gurus, those who have worked. So, and that story started from Fritjof Capra, 1975. The book is Cow Office. So those who are thinking like that, they can think like that. First time, Capra said, this is not Shivalinga. This is the Shivalinga Mandala. Mandala means the three character, which is origin, sustenance, finish, and recycle. It is not exact circle, it is a spiral. And that is a wonderful description. The later on we find in Jacko writing, dancing only master, etc. That Shivalinga having 108 types. Here is a generalized type. So generally we say wrongly try to translate Shiva is a god of destruction. Where it is written? Nowhere. Sorry to say. No. The word is, if you can use grammatical section, Pani, etc., etc., then you find it is just like completion of the cycle, and the moment is completed, new cycle is started. So it is just like a spiral. So we have interpreted, no, it is a circle. That is our English translation. Sorry to say, but just one idea that how the Shivalinga is representing the whole cosmic thing. 3 points lower side, that is the 3 loka, the celestial, what we call heaven, then earth, then underworld, 3. That is called the stage of evolution, Srishti. Okay, and that is Srishti is the part of Brahma. Then we find these lotus petals 7 in the back, because this is the 2-dimensional. So that is started, that how Brahma is now making the whole life phenomenon. It's just like chakras in your body, 7 up, 7 down, Bhuvana Kosha. And this whole portion is now Brahma. Then starting there, here is a joint. Then we find octagonal, 4 in this side, 4 in the back. And that is the area of Vishnu, the Pujava, existence. So it is just like your whole body is going to be cosmic representation. You can say close by like Vastu Purusha Mandala. Here is the organic system to understand. When this body is completely ready, so you have evolutionary phase, all that body, everything now ready, that is there, everything is there, but you need ethereal breath. And that is this cup, Yoni. It is again wrongly translated into West. I'm sorry to say, please don't take it otherwise. Please excuse me for that. That was the greatest mistake. Read the original text. And in Sanskrit, the text is Hiranyagarbha. It is the golden egg of the cosmos that the feminine spirit is going to transfer. That is the meaning. And that's how the water offered here, nobody says sacred water. Charana Amrita. Amrita, Charana, foot of Vishnu. And that is Amrita, nectar, only mother can. That we have narrated in one of our papers, that how whole concept of axis mundi, the Greek concept that came in the architecture, that is related to this, the mother. Okay, so now mother has put this whole thing. Now prana is going to act it. But who can activate this? And that is called Shiva. Shiva, how can be translated as God of destruction? Shiva word means well-being for everybody in any situation. That is Shiva. And the wonderful word is again here. I am talking from Matsya Purana. There is a section description of how to worship Shivalinga. In that there is a section we have published in our paper. That said, that upper sided akasa rupena chitta matrena. It means your mind, super consciousness of mind is going to concentrate to see something infinity, just like the sky covering the whole thing. That is the Shiva. And when that is coming, then that you pour the water coming from here, and that is the Amrita. How you can say, and this is going on, going on, going on. This way, when we are talking about Shiva, it is not like that simply we can say Shiva is a god of destruction, etc., etc. Then 18 Puranas just took, that means 18 Puranas represented 18 characters of the human body in yogic system. I believe you better interpret this. I am not knowing anything about that. Here is a temple called Kritavasheshwara, and there is a full description that how different character of Shiva related to which Purana represented in this body. So without going to any place, And without trying to follow the Vedic ritual, you can worship this image, you can get the this is the tradition. So just quick look, at least you can have a darshan of the fully open Vishwanath. This is unique linga. You can see here is Kirtibasheshwara I was talking. My cursor is moving. That is Kirtibasheshwara. That is Visheshwara. See the cursor here. It is not only Vishwanath, that is the mother of the Narishwara and the Zen. The both power in one. And that's why that is called that is very special. So the same description going on. You worship Shiva here, but indirectly you are worshiping Mother. That is there. So this is another perspective to understand. Now coming to in between this, we're just giving you a little bit things to think. Now, see, here is another example that is Panchkroshi Yatra. As far as my travel and my Guruji's Nils Gusho and Kim Malville, they have worked long back, 40 years, 50 years, moving all around the world. So we find there are three very special pilgrimage journey. The most advanced and well developed, that is about 1850 about 60 kilometers, that is Santiago de Compostela, outside Spain, this whole area. Okay, partly I did this. Second, it's Shikoku, that is in Japan, that is another typical, very unique, well maintained. Okay, I've been lucky, thanks to my Japanese friend, that they have made arrangement and we have written an article on that. We have performed that. In India, about 22 such journeys, that is called Panchkroshi, the Panchabhuta and Panchkroshi, 5 divisions, that developed in whole India. But as far as our knowledge goes, and whatever other scholars from architecture, symbolism, like my another teacher, Judge Mitchell, etc., they have done, there is nothing like any such route which is intact, still maintained at least since 10th century. So of course, the city was destroyed 3 times. Okay, gone down, but again revived in the same manner. And this is the Panchkroshi. 108 shrines and temples are the clockwise journey is going on. 5 times you have to stop, 5 nights up, just like Panchbhuta, etc. So we try to study in 2 perspectives: an anthropological study, and then being part of that. So at least walking this, I have done maybe more than 100 times. And using my bike, etc., maybe 400 or 500 times. That is a part of my life. And credit goes to Neil Gusho. In 1974, first time I did this, just walking 2-3 places, I fallen down, just semi like this. And I always remember that who knows nothing like Sanskrit or Hindi, always speaking English or German. What he said. He said that if you have deep faith, then no way you can fall down. But you are something thinking else. So Rana, better you die here. He told me 2-3 places, let you die in this sacred place. And later on, when I asked why you did this, when I was falling down, this way, now you'll call supreme power and energy. This is one of the experiences. Okay, now converting it into this geomagnetic survey, you can see this lower side, right-hand side, you can see the correspondence level of all those sites according to geomagnetic survey, we find it is 90%. So somehow there was, we don't know what proof we have that ancient sages knowing all these things, and they have tried to put in a different way, and that became part of the religious tradition of this is one example. Here is another example of 56 Ganeshas. So that is moving here, 7 round, 7 chakras, and 8 direction, 8 into 7. And this is again on behalf of Lord Shiva. Ganesh is looking after the whole cycle, life cycle of human being. So the first thing is nectar. Life started, your birth, pregnancy, birth, and then you start that you are Durga. Durga means not only Durga. I am saying Durga. This is like food that mother is taking care in the lab. The whole description is like this way it is going on. So we have tried to again make a survey. This is about 95% in the same direction, exactly what is in the pyramid. all the location of these science and images of Ganesha, all turning little bit. Who has done this? What was the method? We have nothing to know this. Only we have done all this detailed survey and then plotted and then find the computer program. This is like that. All chakras are like this. But this is the another example. So here are two things. The one thing is here you find 56, but all over India, already 28 of them originally from Maharashtra up to 7th century. In 8th century, we find that how Ganesh started coming here. So that is another issue to see that how this whole conflict going on about Kumar, his own brother and all dude. That is not our part of that, maybe in future. But important thing is that again, that is a unique example that how this whole chakra system related to body. And last is, so it started the birth, and last is Marikarna Vinayak. You are going to die. And in motherly form, Ganesh, in motherly form, taking all your things in a good and converting into good, and that message will be thrown just like rays of light. This is the way this. You have to remember this, that Ganesh is always with the sindoor, vermilion color. And Ganesh having the one, not Hanuman, Hanuman is later on. So Ganesh is considered to be having the spirit of mother. And he got the blessing. If you worship Ganesha and offering sindoor, indirectly you are worshipping Mother Parvati. And this is the way tradition is going on. Okay. In Kumbh Mela, one example that the study was made by another professor from Australia, that how they make the whole design, cosmic design, to get all this cosmic spirit based on a 108 system. This is again that cities a few I am, because time is running fast, so I have to go some other example. Here we have tried to put that why Kashi is called a body of Shiva. So just having a shade like this in right hand side you find. So we have made that sketch on the original map and then try to plot that which link is related to which part of the body and why it is so. So that was a unique example just to say, and it reminds Patrick Geddes, a famous designer and planner who also planned Banaras in the university, who has given organic theory. He always says city is nothing like construct, is the divine body. So you have to treat city. He has given, he was the first scholar who introduced the sense of civility in urban planning in 1930. So that is the idea. Okay, let me, so that we have, I already explained a little bit just to say that when we have done this circle, this second we are talking of Treta Yuga. So here you can find that that has coverage of all the 5 and 5 related to Pancha Yatras. So it started from the upper side, Panchabhuta, sky, earth, air, water, and fire. Chaurasi Kroshi, then Panchakroshi, then Avimukta, Nagar Pradikshana, and then you find Antarvirya. All are going on, all are active. It is nothing like a story. This is all practicing. Even today there was one yatra, but due to my health and today this program, I could not go there. So we have plotted that all that. Here is a theoretical perspective. Then in right hand side, you find that high resolution GPS plot all this and to see the symmetry and correspondence. Just idea, I was talking about Leonardo da Vinci. Here is a planning, right hand side lower, you can find Imola town, 1502. He has presented this. Now you see that how Banaras was. See the similarity. And this was just by chance. Just by chance, father said, oh my goodness, whatever you are talking, Leonardo has done. And then we have published, that was originally published in Italian. So just to say this whole idea that even the pictorial art, generally we say only the art, no, it has something deeper meaning, the way you have the key and the way you have the method like this. This is another example. New, another study going on at Kyoto, that is in astrophysics department, why this is whole moving from outer to inner, this Antargrihi Yatra. So he has put this model. And the study has been stopped because here people created problem. Government and measurement, leave other aspect. But his thesis was that the moment you go from outer to inner, the spirit is going to be high, intensity is going to be high. That was the model. So maybe in future that will be. This is the another perspective, first time in 1822. That was a principle proposed that generally we say that temples are always religious. He said, no. Many of the important ancient temples have been basement of cosmological principle. And he has coined the word cosmogram based on the astronomical phenomena linked with the culture, just like here, what we call Old Vishwanathji. So here is that temple in the left-hand side. The back side, you can see the whole controversy is going on. It's here in the basement. Little bit revised, hardly 2-3% we have revised character based on James Spencer. We studied this one. And then you see the whole symmetry. Look at this symmetry. All this black portion is that building blocks, like the back side, you can see. Here in the eastern side, that was demolished. Every proof is there, but anyway, that is leave that aspect. Okay, now something generally we say that the city is not having something very tradition. So I can give you 1-2 examples. Here is one example that how this frame of cosmogram, that is 3 up and 3 down, just like a Judaism symbol. Okay, hexagon, gram. And now we see practical what is described. This is the first description you find in the Tantric. And that is based on the 3 forms of goddesses, Mahamunda, Mahalakshmi, and Brahmatarini, like this. And we have different type of names. So just to say this, that people have tried, our great sages have tried to understand the man, the earth, and cosmic relationship, and they have converted into different perspective that can give something good to understand that peace and be happiness, something like that. So let me quickly pass it. And this is another example that we have tried to plot goddesses. So altogether 324 goddesses, but 96 is still alive. So we have prepared detailed map and GPS survey. The result is like this. First time in history, credit goes to John Kim Molloway, that a theoretical physics concept has been tested in the religious landscape. What is called chaos theory or self-organized criticality theory based on goddesses. Look here, like cursor is moving. As you go inner side, all the temples and shrines going to be intensified. As you go out, it is going to be scattered. It's simple thing. But okay, that was the exercise. After 52 Shaktipeethas, you know that one is fallen here, Vichal Akshi, the big eyes, and another eye was just like a fish, that's why I mean Akshi. Okay, so that is the way that this is one among the 3 such buildings in whole India and whole South Asia. So that, of course, this is new, 1814, and credit goes to the king from Bengal, Janaran Ghoshal, who has made 3 such places just near Kolkata. One is close to the birthplace of our respected Prime Minister Modi ji, and another is in Varanasi. That part of the Archaeological Survey of India, that was a little bit bad shape, but now it is ready, and now people can go and see that. What is this? You see, this whole design is this. And here is a person performing yogic system. Whole thing has been converted into design. This itself is 1 week full. It will take time just to you can understand that yoga started from your body phenomena, then you are projecting in the super consciousness, then you are coming in the buildings, and the whole circle is moving. This is a typical example. Now, thanks that during last year, it started now in a way to attack people. Now, 1-2 more example here, then I can 10 minutes, okay. This is Ram Leela. This is the only Ram Leela in the whole world that is what Sechner used to call it environmental theater. Moves to 24 places within 31 days. No modern things are going to be introduced here. It started in early 19th century, and very simple way. Everybody follow that, because majority of the people, saintly people, devout people, and bhaktas, they feel that if you can deeply attach yourself, you can have darshan of God. So when it start, the man who is going to handle, there is nothing like mic, just only hold the pipe, you will try. Saudhan, Saudhan, just alert, be peaceful. Now Lord Rama coming. And this way complete silence, about 10,000 people, complete silence. 7 books written by Richard Sechner on this. He has worked for 40 years, always following the strictly in the same way that there are such people from Newark State University. Okay? So just to give you another, now this is already inscribed in UNESCO, right? Here is another example of spatial transposition, what was you are starting, like quickly here is Jyotirlingas. So that history goes, the first time we find that about 8th, 9th century BC, we find description of 12 Jyotirlinga. Again, credit goes to that great work by Surendra Bharadwaj, my Guruji, that is Hindu places of pilgrimage in India, that was PhD thesis and published from the City of California Press. And here is the all replica. The most important thing is we studied all them, comparing with the originality. 2 things are very important. The one thing we call environmental setting. For example, here is Rameshwar, southernmost. So you go to Rameshwar, here you can find big lake is there. Same way at the K, and on particular day Ramanavami, you ask what is this? They will say, "Are Beukufo Katu. You are idiot, you don't know this. This is the Indian Ocean." So first they will abuse. Don't take it in a abusive manner. I feel that why not you know this? Because today it is like this. And this way, this is the one that we call environmental setting. Second is the priest of this particular family, chief priest, always having family relation with the original one. So that is the social aspect. And this is well maintained at all these places. So once you are doing all Jyotirlingas, light manifested yatras of Shiva in Kashi, you are doing for the whole India. But here is a wonderful tradition, what my Guruji said, that nowhere in the world I can found that human sense is predicted in this. You have to do Chamastrotam. And you have to say in Chamastrotam, asking excuse ritual, I am being stupid, maybe from Houston or maybe from Kashi, I don't know anything, but I know one thing. I love you from my heart. Please take care of me. And this way, then the priest will say, okay, okay, you got this. This is unique exercise. Then there is a temple, which has all replica in one place, miniature, and a full book on that 312 images are there, 150 to 1.5 feet, like this. So Niels G had studied all this for 6 years. Each and every of the same size negative prepared, and then book was published. It is only 6 kilogram weight book. Okay, and Amazon you can get only 9,000. Okay, don't purchase too costly. Just now, okay, some other example. I have 5 minutes more, I think. So here is example. So that was Kashi. So naturally, I am from Kashi. So excuse me that I have given more example from Kashi and indirectly inviting. Please come, see Kashi, get some energy. Okay. Now Gaya. So there are 3 sites, what we call 3 Ashtali Setu. So we have 12th century text in Bhagavad that called 3 Ashtali Setu. It means there are 3 pillars from earth to the heaven. So you have to pass on that way, and then the soul will go to the heaven. The first one is Prayag. I will show you that example. And then second one is Kashi. And the third one is Gaya. Both Gaya is later on that addition. And both Gaya just became independent town only a few years ago that were part of Gaya. Okay, so here is that. These circles are nothing like that, my hypothetical drawing. It is based on Vayu Purana, that is 11th century text. So we use the original text, what is published from Sri Venkateshwar, Prachar Chautamba. So nothing like always English translation, because in the translation you find so many things here and there. So that describes that here also the 3, the inner core, what you call microcosmos, then meso, and then you find macro, the 3 levels. Then we have tried to just convert this, putting this aerial photograph of how it looks like. It is just like Mary Dundon, just like your body divided into 2 parts. You see this. Then comes how this is considered to be a very important place from ancestral worship and going to the other local, etc., etc. So some studies have been done like this. You see, one or two, only here is one site, little bit variation here. Otherwise, all the important sites are in a particular geometrical shape when the sunlight starts and when the solstice is going on, all linked together. So Kimball will simply use to say that the science of the solar relationship was so rich and strong in the ancient past that they have made it a part of society. This is the simple way. Some of the photographs of that site. And as far as our studies go, this is unique, unparalleled. That is called Chitrakoot. Unparalleled. Look here. It is 23 kilometers away from Valmiki Ashram to Gupta Godavari. And that description is, Mahatma description is in the Valmiki Ramayana. So we have using word by word in that way with the Sanskrit scholar in the field and with the larger system measuring under the guidance of John Kimball. That says that if you can say, one example I'm starting, the Rishi is sitting here, that is Valmiki, and saying you have to concentrate on one eye and you can put your eye angle, whatever you can do. Human body can do only a 45 degree. Okay. And then it says that at that site you can find a water is shining. You go there, that is a special water. 7 river water are meeting there, that is Bharatkoop. So just imagine 22 kilometers and talking about 2000 BC. And then the fellow refers that this type of Banasapati, special sacred herbs you will find. And that is the one example that is unique study. The first thing they say that this whole is Hiranyagarbha. So it's a very simple thing from Valmiki Ashram to Gupta Godavari and Bharatkoop who put it like this. It's simple, hypothetical. And then we started doing the geomagnetic study. One beautiful result is here. You see exact triangle and half the way it is going on from Hanuman and Dhara. And that how this started working, nobody knowing this, simply Kimball will ask me this question: why people say without touching Hanumanji, worshipping Hanumanji, you can't meet Lord Rama? I said, I don't know, this is a deep faith. And no, there is something big science there. And this way the question started, what I have cited you, like Albert Einstein, measuring that geomagnetic survey. So basement is here, Hanuman Dhara. Then upper portion you go with water, then you get basing of Sitaji, and then ultimately then you reach Rama. It is all in symmetrical form. So this is another typical example. Then we have studied this. I am not going to talk because time is short. That how the astronomical number, again 90% correspondences, all the astronomical phenomena. Okay, 1 or 2, and then just conclude that it is Vindhyachal. Is not described in the 52 Shaktipitas. This is described only in 108 Shaktipitas. It is Sarkar has not mentioned it in 52. That is not our problem. That is historical issue. Okay, we have tried to just simply to say 2 things. The one thing is that when we are reading a corrupt form or somehow distorted form of a Purana that is described in Vindhyachal Kshetra Mahatma, that is considered to be 16th century. People say like it, or Sanas, not the standard version, it's in a translation also. That says that it represents India. Bharata Deshe Sukshma Sarire. The whole country of Bharat in a miniature form is here. And we got the clue. So then Kim said, okay, no problem. That was 7 years project sponsored by National Science Fund. See this cursor. From Sri Parvati, you go to Kanyakumari, that is exact same longitude. Then you go Hingalaj, and here Kamakhya, exact the same latitude. This is the way. Then comes another description is when we try to see that Tantric text, Kumar Mujika, that Mark Jaskowski number of different. So then description is that how my mother portion, the female portion is not equal. How that is fitting into landscape, you see this? And the way described that which different yantras and power are there, we have plotted. Okay, leave that. Now you see here. That history goes 9th, 10th century. We have inscription source. We have several sources already, thanks to our friends Cynthia, who has done PhD on this. Okay, American again. So okay. The thing is that the mother is always, mother is triangle down, apex is down. So Kali, Ashtabhuja, and then Vindhyavachini. And then the Shiva is up. So here is Bankhandeshwar, Rameshwar, and Mukteshwar. Just simple exercise, just try to make half the point of both. Both will meet at this cursor point there. And there is Anandamayi Ashram. Who has made this? It is exact 100%. All this measurement calculation we have done this. So that is another perspective, and then it says how to proceed. So certainly, if your mind is open, it is not like that you can say superstition. No, no, no. It is not like that. It is the deeper understanding of the power of the nature. Then only you can try to realize the whole yantric system, and several such examples. Okay. Khajuraho always propagated in the West all these sexual things and then erotic scenes. We have planned to go there. So first thing, what Kim said, Rana, don't talk anything related to such thing. Anything, if you talk, then I will beat you. And no way you are allowed to talk anything related like this. First clean your mind, 2 days. Do every day something, clean your mind and never to ask anything related to erotic thing. Then only you can understand what is behind that. And that is another fantastic, unique, that is till date, till at least 2 years, I am talking in Corona, we have not moved there. Till 2019, only one piece in the whole world. Every day on Shivaratri, see my cursor. When the sunrise starts, there is something is like very what we call aesthetic type, special type of stone, white stone, very shining. On the top of that, it is Dantala, means cavity of the teeth here. When sun go a little bit up, around 7 o'clock, on Shivaratri, then that reflection, direct reflect that all the 20 sides. 3 sides, one side is out, one side is deserted, all the 20 sides. This we have measured 7 years. This is the way. And only tribals go there. So let me just say that how we managed to, none has done this. So we got the information that if you are not friend of tribals, they will kill you. But mostly they go naked. So we have also done the drama, torn seeds, and we have put this local liquor and using bidi, and then we have just something different type, all this drama, and inside we have microchips and computer and all this. And then we have gone. We have also taken model of snakes and sculpture on our body. They accepted us, and that is the greatest mystery was open. And that was, I think, most of the international newspaper in 1994, 95, they have highlighted. This is unique thing. But always we go and talk, there is the erotic scene, which is only 7% of that. Anyway, one example of see this temple, Kandariya Mahadev, the most developed there. The live temple, just Sivalinga and Chint. Of course, now there are 2, 3 more, but that is now quickly within 2 minutes. Let me close it. There is Brihadeshwar, the only piece in the whole world which has no basement. From the surface, it is started building, and within 200 kilometer radius, no granite at all. This is all granite piece. Second thing, no way shade of the upper portion. This is 80 metric tons, one round shape, Shikara. No way shade here. Many scientists are working. And nearby 3, 4 buildings, 3 times earthquake, all lost. Nothing happened, not a scratch there, which was the technique. How they have made it. This is Thanjavur, Brihadeshwar. Okay, now part of UNESCO heritage list. So just giving you a quick other example. Here is Bharat Mata, the only one such man It is exactly horizontally and vertically 13.9 times. As a student of geoscience, we have tried to measure. This may be, oh, they are making some false thing. So we have gone and measured, my goodness. Everything exact. And this is not yet part of the World Heritage List, because that is, we never care for that. Always when I see people say everything, ha ha ha, no big deal. So this is the way. The whole idea is Bharat Mata and whole movement during pre-independence movement, you can see Tilak and all that. Many books have been written. And again, credit goes to our American friends, Ramaswamy, great work on this. So just to give you the perspective, here is Allahabad. If you are not taking Prayagraj, Kumbh Mela, is nothing, the biggest human gathering, which is studied by now Harvard team and MIT people during last that one 2019. It has crossed already to 125 million people. They can devout mostly bath, ritual, etc. So just quickly pass on. Okay. Then again, the same thing, if you remember Gaya, there is also the same thing. This is mostly based on the Yajurveda. We have a section there. And credit goes to one history professor from Allahabad who has published that. Whole thing has been published. And then I help him just to convert this into all these models and maps. You can recognize Modi ji is going also to worship Akshaya Butter. Okay, never going to be lost that butter, considered to be the oldest tree in at least in South Asia, import, etc., etc. Quickly, here is that whole city developed like this. This is the Mela city. It's not the original city. That becomes a little bit bigger than the original city. Okay. Now, even in the modern, the last 2-3 slides, this is Banaras Hindu University. Look this plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Panchabhuta. Then 7 here, 7 here. 7 up, 7 down. 14 Bhuvana Kosha. And the man whose idea was Mahamanaji, but converted into this was Archimedes, the great philosopher and professor of course, biology, but considered to be father of organic planning from Edinburgh. He was 3 years town planner here. And for 12 years, he has not taken even onion and garlic, just to prove himself that my mind is set, then only I can think like this. This is the way. Okay? So from the sky, how you see, you can see that it's just like Shilinga. Okay? Yeah. Another thing you can see Vatican and then this is the plan. Okay, so let me now close like this and just last with the what Swami Vivekananda in the 5th lecture at Chicago, what he said when a young chap had asked this question, he has cited, rise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. That is, of course, he has not mentioned, but that is from Kathopanishad. Okay, never stop until you can try to understand the message. Oh, my dear, he said, oh, my dear youngs, I will say and go, but you have to carry on the tradition. That was Vivekananda. And here is the last thing. What is Sanatana? Hindu way of life, what Radha Krishnan has already explained. So nothing like secularism. Please read his book, Gita, Bhagavad Gita introduction. Then one can understand the pain of the great philosopher, how misinterpreted secularism, and then it means anti-religion, like this. Anyway, 3 things are important. Asthana, what we have just talked, Kala, the time, and then implicit belief, Astha. Then only you can have that thing which is coming from the past, continuing in the present, and it will go in the future. And this is the way even the Sustainable Development Goal UNESCO is thinking. So we are preparing paper that look, we have already this, but unfortunately we have not worked. So thank you very much. I have taken 12 minutes extra time, but I hope that you'll excuse me. Okay, now something question, etc. That is up to Anjali ji will look after. So let me how to
Yes.
stop your
While we
screen.
figure that out, I know we have a question that has come in. But Professor Rana, quick question for you. The different ghats, Ashwamedha, Manikarnika, and relationship with the Panchamahabhuta, where is that literature from? Where is that information from, the correlation?
Where?
The different ghats being
Yeah,
associated with
yeah.
the Panchamahabhutas, where is that information from?
That information for all the textual, there are several. So you start from Ganga Lahari's newer one, you can say 17th century, then you can go to the Vedic tradition also. If you want, I can send you with all the slope number, etc.
Yes, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And Suresh, you have a question. Please do go ahead and unmute and ask. Sir, thank you. Please have a sip of water while we get our questions together.
Yes, I wanted to know, you said, I think at the very beginning, that there are 7 cities which are kind of connected or holy. And I don't know, in the very first beginning. And I was wondering what those 7 cities are. And based on your presentation, I think it's Varanasi, Prayag, and Gaya. But I was not sure which are the remaining 4, if I got
There
you
are
right.
7 cities that is related to 7 chakra system. And then
Okay.
we have 3 cities related to going from earth to the heaven. That is from the 11th century text, Sri Astalit Setu. So I refer that one. Of course, in the Kashi Khand, we find Saptapuris. So they are considering that it is the 7th hour of the mother you can get. So the Kashi is Prayag, Ujjain, Avantika, Puri, Dwarka, 6, one more maybe.
I think it was in the slide at the beginning.
Kashi Khand description is there. And these are the description of 11th century, that how the tree making the bridge. And again, credit goes to Professor Richard Solomon. I think he's alive from University of Washington, who first time translated with the Sanskrit. The book is Sanskrit, then interpretation, and then his note. And then here, so we met, then I said, look, here is free service to you, map. That was the story.
Thank you.
Sunil Kumarji, you're up next. Please do ask your question.
Yeah, namaste. My quick and simple question is, do the Goswami temples or any temples in Vrindavan have some sort of sacred geometry? Yeah.
Like a simple way, we have done little bit of work with the Srivas Goswamiji from Vrindavan. So Chaurasi Baitke of Goswamiji. Okay, that is already in the Gita Press book, and we have Swamiji also editor like this. So when you plot over the map of India, detailed study not done, because that I can't do everything. Some students started but not done, but we are sure that we have studied like Vijayanagar, Hampi, and 2-3 other sites that were already studied independently by Professor Timalvi, which I have not referred that. So naturally, somebody may take lead. The only problem is you have to be a little bit background of astronomy and physics. Then only you can handle this. This is the problem. And most of them are either pure historian or they are pure scientists. So we need just interaction, then we can go. And naturally, if that number goes to 84, then again the same thing is 84 is 8.4. That is going to be the Chaurasi Lakh Yoni, etc. So naturally, what Kim Malville concluded, now he's about 90 years, he said, throughout my life, I was suffering. And only in 1993 to 10 years, I came to know that impossible for this life to understand the numerical symbolism related to pure scientific analysis of that. So this is the way. So what Iliade, etc., during the late 50s, they used to say that a time will come, people will realize that all the archetypal structure are based on some science. That Sacred and Profane book, 1958.
Thank you. Sanika ji, you have a question. Do you want to unmute and ask, please?
Namaste, sir. Just wanted to ask you about Khajuraho temple. Is there any spiritual reason behind sculptures or of Khajuraho?
Yeah, sure. The thing is, simple saying, Jaki rahi bhavna jaisi prabhu muhurat dekhi tab taisi. You can see a beautiful girl and you can think like this, the male can see. And he can imagine that is the mother, cosmic mother. If your mind is diluted, then it's, oh, beautiful. Just enjoy. It is up to you. The same thing has been interpreted in Khajuraho. So when you go outside, only 7% all this is sculpture are related to erotic scenes. So once you can see that highlighted by Desai Navangana Desai, who is considered to be Khajuraho great lady, then only you see that picture. But whatever example I've seen, you see that one. So through Anjaliji, you can get my paper on Khajuraho with all that details. Then you can find it. So it is all depending on how much your mind is open to understand the reality, the mystery of that one. So this way, Khajuraho from outside is just like all the physical phenomena. The moment you go this cross that, then you find that is the Shiva. That is Shiva means all cosmic. Chivoham, Sivoham, Chidaranda Rupam. It depends upon that. And that we are liking. Here I can add. This is just like majority of people say, oh, what funny talk this idiot fellow is talking. But sorry to say, just by chance, we are doing some work in Korea. And when I felt something, I explained to my teacher and collaborators from Kirpam. And then he sat down in that way. Rana, I have heard from my forefathers, people saying this is like this. Oh my goodness. And then that is started for 10 years, people from different countries, at least 15 countries coming there on Purnima, Buddha Purnima, to see the whole magic of the nature. This is the way. It is nothing like what angle you see. It is just like elephant and 9 blinds are going to describe. So this is like this.
Professor Singh, I'm
Otherwise, Khajuraho is super in all astronomical phenomena.
Thank you so much.
Sanika, I've added my email address. Please do reach out. I've covered this in the book. People just focus on the profane so much, they miss out the rest. And I mean, the body, as Professor Rana explained, the temple is made kind of like a body. So the base chakras, you'll see a lot of the imagery, the sexual imagery is that, and it is on the outside. You don't see that in. So as you go from out to in, you don't see that. And when you move from down to up, you don't see that out of top. So anyway, next question. Ambalika ji, you're up next.
आप सबको मेरा नमस्कार. Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
sure. Most welcome.
Actually, I'm from Uttarakhand, Roorkee, near
Good.
Hardwar. My question is that what is the I just want to know what is the difference between Shri Yantra and Shivling?
Yeah. What is?
If you
What
can
is the
please
question?
tell me.
Difference between
Shri Yantra and Shivling. Are they
Oh,
the same?
In a way same, in a way different. Different how that in terms of its sculpture and architectural symbolism, they represent in broad sense 2 power of the nature, Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha you could find in Shivalinga, and Prakriti you can find in the Tantra. But if you can go to the more details of the architectural styles, the Shivalinga also having 108 types, and the Yantra also having 108 types. And then all emerge into one, just like I have shown you one of the Kritavasheshwara Linga, in which all the 18s are meeting together. This is one example. Then you can go to Sri Yantra. Sri Yantra is not counted in 108 because all type of Yantra, a full book has been by Madhu Khanna, who has done work on that. They all emerge into that one. Then you took different aspects, like Ganesh Yantra, you took it, then their motherly spirit of Ganesha, not Ganesh, that is Ganeshi or Vainayaki. And this way you have. So those are, you can say, nothing like separate. It is just like Vishwanathji. It is just like Ardhanarishwar. It is just like Uma Maheshwara.
Right.
Angle you are seeing. Even Ganesha. Generally we say Ganesh is a male god, but a worship as Vainayaki, female. So this way in design you can say 2, to understand the 2 part in a more detailed way. Here is the Purusha form, then you find Prakrit form. But when you go deeper level, what we call ritual escapes, a deeper way to understand that, and both are going to tell the same thing, and both are linked.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Anyone else have a question? Professor Rana? Please do unmute and ask. While we wait, Dr. Rana, how often are people creating the Panchakroshi tours? Is this every weekend, every day, just on
No,
big
no.
festivals?
No, the Panchkoshi having the rule, particular rule. The main yatra start every third year when intercalary month going to fall, which is called Malamasa. So we follow the lunar calendar. So every third year, 28, 29 days we adjust. That is the extra month. But Malamasa, Madhumasa, Purushottamasa, that is the name. And in that month, no any other ritual or festival to be performed by Hindu, except Panchkoshi Yatra. That was described by several texts that Vishnuji has given this particular boon to that part. So every third year you'll find that is going to be. This year it is coming. So every third year, what we get that during the two Paksha, Krishna and Shukla, the light half and dark half, that is going to be 60,000 to 80,000 people. So we have done longitudinal study for 10 years. It means it took 30 years. 10 means 30 years, every third year. And we have published that report. This is one thing. Second is based on the Manauti, that whatever vow has taken. Example is here, that somehow 3 sons died. Then some mystical sense said that you have not done Panchkoshi. If you do Panchkoshi, then you are not doing, your body is moving. And Shiva Parvati doing in the sky, but with that blessing, then something will happen. We have a case study of that. And then we find that case study that 4 generations they are doing that Panchkoshi. And old Mataji's Mataji, he was about already 90, 2 bamboo poles moving. So we followed her. And then I asked this, that Mataji, kaise itne कष्ट में कैसे कर रही हैं? कहा no बच्चा, nothing like कष्ट. मेरी तो फैमिली खत्म हो गई थी, कोई नहीं बच गया था. और किसी ने बताया और इस तरह से एक बच्चा हुआ, इतना होनहार हुआ, बस family has determined that we all will do. So his great grandson was also there. And they were doing that one every third year. So that is another way that on Manauti basis, they go every year on Shivratri.
I see.
Then you come there, the Krishna Paksha, when the ancestral worship is going. So just to get relief from there also. But that time on Shivratri, you can say maybe 500 to 1,000. That's all. Then you can say on other days, maybe 100 people. Or sometimes group organize that. Like here now, new group is Kasi Pradakshina group. So when people, 10, 15 people will come to organizer Uma Shankar, please, we want to do Panchkoshi. Okay, then let us fix like this and let us. So this is the way.
I see. Okay, thank you. Dr. Sunita, you have a question.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session. I wanted to know 64 yogini temples in India and their significance and how we can correlate it with the a lot of energy. People say it has got energy, or there are so many myths and truths we don't know about it. Can you throw some light on that?
This question will be better answered by, I think, Anjali ji, because that is she is specialized on all the yoga system. But let me add the thing, because all this numerical system related to our mind and consciousness is the way. 8 into 8, 64. Like here also 64 yoginis, but only 15 existing, and within that 15, the other replicas are there. That's how counted 64. So that is the 2 level. You can see that 8 4 main direction, 4 cardinal direction. So celestial, and that celestial is coming on the earth 8, and then all that multiplied, and that's how that becomes 64. So in archetypal analysis, we say that is the first such system, that all the cardinality of the celestial converted with the motherly spirit or feminine divine spirit on earth, and that's why they chose it. Yogi idea here. So in a way, if you go in historical perspective, then no way you can say that is the pure Hinduism, or you can say that is earliest Hinduism, which developed based on the nature phenomena and feminine spirit and converted into that. Like there are 3 places where you can go and see a Yogini temple. In Khajuraho, that Yogini temple is deserted from it, like that. It's hardly 1/4 is safe. But Chirapur you can go, and then you can go. They're developed. Then two things what I observed. I have not studied that, but whatever observation I did, that what we see that at the central point, all the energy coming from all around. But you simply see the vertical or earlier type of photograph, and first impression I got that my goodness, all there they are turning towards the center. So the same idea what Kim Malville, etc., they tried to say, this is the way, this is the center in Hridaya Kshetra, and all around is all body phenomena. 64. So that was the idea. And there is still a need that yoginis temples related with all type of this numerical symbolism, with the scientific method, etc. Somebody may study. As far as my knowledge goes, I don't know. I know only theoretical or historical or cultural.
Okay, I mean, a quick thing to add to that. I mean, this of course busts the myth about Brahminical patriarchy. There were women practicing, right? Women yoginis who exist, the females who existed. And of course, yes, Ranaji mentioned the Khajuraho temple, which is like right adjacent, like around the lake. That's where the Yogini temple is. None of the murtis are left, of course, you know, plundered and whatnot. But you can kind of still feel some energy. You go up the steps barefoot. One quick thing I want to mention, the biggest misconception about these things, Yogini temples, is like, oh, some sexual tantric things used to take place. That we hear over and over again, and that is somehow just gets associated with Khajuraho. I just want to mention that. But the other thing about some of the Yogini temples too, especially the Khajuraho complex, is that we should, they're supposed to be observed in moonlight, experienced at night, because they were built by the Chandala kings, which were the Moonvanshis, right? Not the Suryavanshis, but the Chandravanshis. So just mentioning a couple of things about Yogini temples. Last question. Any other questions? I know we're beyond time, but we'll take one last question. Or
Please, may
Madhuji.
I ask one more question?
Madhuji had her hand up. Madhuji, are you still there? If not, then Ambalikaji, you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, please.
You are recording all these things. So
Yes,
is
you
it
will see
possible-
this. Yes, this is available on YouTube in the Indology Academy channel. Yes, sir.
Okay, because one of the worst thing that we have is we have a real diamond, but cubic zirconia always wins. And the reason is we are very poor in marketing. And unless we bring out this truth out, especially in English,
Yes.
and most of the people don't even know what we are talking about, and
Yeah.
all the knowledge and everything is going down the hill.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Yeah.
and anytime you need these things, if you send me like an ad or a notification, I can put it in a paper also. So more people will join.
Okay, so please do kind of
At least 1 or 2 weeks ahead of time, you send it, then I can put it in the paper, and that way more people will get involved in it.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that. Please do, email me. The email address is in the chat. Ambalikaji, just real quick, ask your question and we'll just end it there, please.
First, I forgot. I want to really thank Professor Singh for such a wonderful, I'll not say information, but such a great piece of knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. That's all from my side.
Okay, well, thank you all. This will not be the last time we have him on. Yes.
Well, one thing just to inform you that I started since yesterday, working a little bit, updating and revising my book on cosmic order and cultural astronomy book, which on Amazon too costly. Many friends said that why goodness how to purchase, and that will be released by next month and very cheap price, because some association said, like your association, that we want to subsidize that one, and they are going to publish from Ahmedabad. So I will keep with that track and on Diliji, and that's how people can get it.
Okay, yeah, I know this association will continue. I think I want to have him over to talk about Ayodhya at some point. Talk a little bit about the politics of things, which we didn't get into today, which I wanted to. But so this is not the end. This is just the beginning. So thank you all for your time. Every single person who joined today. Thank you. Sir, we will see you soon. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. Pranam to everybody.
Yes.